Been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFI family. Y'all caught me with my hand in the cookie jar. I was trying to find something for y'all. Check this out right here. Now, I do realize what the thumbnail says and what the title says. We're going to talk about this lunatic in a minute. Apparently, when people don't like you, they cower online. They cower online. They want to threaten you, and they want to do all this BS. And when they see you up close and personal, they don't want to do nothing, man. There's a whole bunch of thumb thugs out there. There's a whole bunch of keyboard killers out there, man. That's all it is. For real. A whole bunch of screen savages. That's what they are. They ain't really about that life for real. But I came across something I really wanted to show y'all, man. I want y'all to see this. How many of you know who Dr. Umar is? I want y'all to hear what he says when he's asked the question on the podcast. Shout out to Sai Ari. For this podcast right here. He sat down with Dr. Umar Johnson and had a conversation with him. I want y'all to hear what he says about Kamala Harris, because he was asked, do you think that America wasn't ready for a black woman to be president? Listen to this right here, man. Hit the like button if you have not already, guys. We're going to have a good time in this live stream. This is absolutely dope. Check this out.
America wasn't ready for a black woman to be president, and they wasn't having that shit. Or like the
why? And you think a wall going to keep something?
Right.
Check this out.
Speaking of like the presidents and the campaign and everything, why do you think Kamala lost? Do you think it was as simple as like America wasn't ready for a black woman to be president, and they wasn't having that shit, or do you think maybe the political left maybe kind of undermined their own campaign and approach as to what was really going to hit home with, you know, the target demographic that they were trying to reach in the first place?
Gotcha. Firstly, based on my research, I don't think Kamala Harris is a black woman. I believe she's a South Asian Indian. I really do.
So you really do think that?
I really do.
I mean, she's claimed it in a bunch of interviews. She refers to herself as
she does refer to herself as black.
Okay.
But when you actually look at the ancestry of her father, because the mother's East Indian.
Okay.
And from what I understand, her relationship with her father is pretty strained.
Right.
That doesn't omit him as dad, though. But when you look at his ancestry, it appears that they are dark-skinned East Indians, not Africans per se. Now, we know that India was peopled by Africa because the Greek philosopher spoke of it. They said Africa has two great civilizations, Egypt in the north, India in the south.
Okay.
So the reason they are so dark is they got African DNA.
Right.
But from a racial identity perspective, they don't claim that, right?
Okay.
It's like I just came from Australia.
Right.
Some of the Aboriginals there's some of the first Africans to leave Africa.
Right.
But they don't claim it.
Right.
So from a racial identity perspective, the East Indian people don't claim African lineage. When I look at Kamala Harris's father's ancestors, I don't really see anyone there of direct African ancestry. I believe that her family was able to benefit themselves off of the civil rights of black folks by claiming to be black. See, when you are East Indian, and first of all, when the white man left the Caribbean islands during the independence movement, he left the East Indians and the Chinese in place because he never wanted black people to retake control of the Caribbean. That's why if you go to any Caribbean island, you will see that the Chinese or the East Indians are doing way better than black folks. They are the slave masters there. That was by design to make sure black people can never control the Caribbean. So when Kamala Harris's people immigrated to the States, because they were quote unquote Jamaican, which is a nationality, not a race. When you put Jamaican on paper, everybody thinks black. Nobody's thinking Chinese or East Indian. So they were able to use black identity to further their agenda in this country.
Reason why I had to play that is, and shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson. A lot of y'all don't like him. A lot of y'all don't care for him at all. I look at everybody's perspective. I don't know even if this is your very first time checking out the LFR family, y'all need to know this. I consider everybody's perspective. Everyone. How else would I now have a better understanding of politics and I'm more conservative than I've ever been? Because I considered a perspective that most people were closed-minded to. Understand that? Like a lot of people might think, oh, Van, you done lost it, bro. You done lost your damn mind. You over there on the wild side now. You over there with a white side. You talking about you voting with the white people now. Nah, that's not the case. See, sometimes you need to step outside of your box and listen to everyone. You know what I mean? And I was told it's something like eating fish. You eat the meat, you spit out the bones, those little small sharp bones. Some of y'all be eating fish and don't ever spit out no little bones, and you're just swallowing bones, pause. But that's what I like to do. But I thought it was interesting that Dr. Umar says this because he considers everyone that's dark to be black. And when they asked him this, it was almost like a home run for him to say, yeah, America was not ready for a black president. America wasn't ready for a black woman president. He was like, nah, first of all, I don't even think she's black. And the only reason why I bring that up, and a lot of y'all don't want to talk about race, but I like to talk about race all the time. Why? Because it's Black History Month, son. Nah, that's not the case. I think that just something that we shy away from because people are demonized from those conversations for simply having an opinion. And I think that's BS, in my opinion. I think that's BS. But a lot of people were saying that we should vote for her simply because she's black. But he started talking about that too. He was saying that she didn't have a message. She only said that she's black. Vote for me because I'm black. She wasn't saying it, but that's everybody that represented her was saying, vote for me. I'm black. I'm a woman. I'm going to take care of black people and I'm going to take care of women. All right. Women's rights, all abortions you want, all the abortions you can eat. Okay. And I'm black, so I'm going to take care of the blacks. So I wanted to show that to y'all because I came across this when I was watching this. I was watching this podcast this weekend. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. I only got like an hour into it, to be honest with you. And I was watching it alongside my wife, and my wife was fussing and cussing him out for saying that Barack Obama was the reason why this country started being so gay. Yeah. He said Barack Obama's agendas were all LGBTQAI plus. He was talking about those type of things. So I do understand that you guys don't agree with a lot that you've heard from Dr. Umar Johnson. You probably see him talk like that racist piece of sugar, honey, iced tea, all those things. But sometimes, all right, sometimes he's on point. Let y'all know that right now. Thank y'all so much for pulling up, man. What are we about to get into? You already know we about to raise some hell. I don't even know why y'all follow the Elhon family because all we do is get in trouble, bro. All we do is get in trouble over here. Like earlier, I was talking about Dan Bongino. I wasn't supposed to be talking about no daggone Dan Bongino, not on this channel. I certainly wasn't supposed to be putting his name no title. I need to take that off. Dang sure shouldn't have him in the thumbnail, but that's because certain people are not friendly to the YouTube platform. That's why they are only specifically on Rumble and X. Shout out to Courtney, who was in the VIP spots earlier today. Thank you so much, Courtney, for pulling up. She's always in the building. Looking to Candace Owens' show covering Kamala. She did a huge deep dive on her family. I saw some of it, but her shows are so long, man. And I do realize that she goes and get the receipts, and the people that follow her, they go and get more receipts. And it's just so much. And she's showing pictures of her grandparents and her great grandparents and her uncles and aunts. And she's telling the whole thing. So I did see some of it. But not nearly as much as you did. But I do plan on jumping into it because apparently she's putting some information out there about someone else who is married to their father. And their father is a woman, bruh. Is apparently is a president of another country, all right, or prime minister of another country, who is married to a woman, but that woman is not a woman. That woman is a trans woman, and the trans woman that he's married to is actually his father. His father. See, that's why I don't go listening to Candace all the time, because it becomes so soap opera. Like, that's very much soap opera. Even if it's true, just think about that. Just think about that. What if I'm hanging out with the guys and they talking about different things that's going on social media, and my contribution is, have y'all heard about the prime minister that's married to a woman that's not even a woman, but it's a man, and it's not just any man, but it's his father. Now I'm looking like the weirdo in the circle, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right, let's go and jump into it, man. All right, the first thing we're going to cover is Ilhan Omar. Shout out to Ilhan Omar, man. I don't know what's going on with her. I think she's quite upset with you guys saying that she married her brother, and she just wants to be belligerent back. But she's pretty much saying that everyone that voted for Trump are idiots. Pretty much. Don't know if y'all saw that already, but let me go ahead and show this to you before we talk about the imbecile that decided to go on TikTok and ask anyone, to unalive Elon Musk. And then on top of that, this idiot says she has not filed her taxes in 8 years. She started bragging. You're firing everybody from IRS. How are they going to come and get me now? Look at me. I did this. So stupid. And the dumbest thing is, she tried to go on TikTok and delete the video. Oh my gracious. You cannot beat it. You can't make this stuff up. That's why I said politics is juicy, man. There's a whole lot going on with it. Here's Ilhan Omar, the one that married to her. She's married to her brother. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. She is married to her brother. And this is what she has to say about you all. She's talking about every single person that's inside the chat right now.
These people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people, because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again?
The dumbing of United States have definitely, I agree with that part. Like, the dumbing of United States have definitely arrived, because how else can we get a Trump presidency? Here's the lens I'm coming from. The dumbing was on the side that supported the BS that Biden and Kamala was doing. The dumbing was the people that try to say, nah, the illegal immigration situation is Trump's fault. It's not Biden's fault. We're helping everybody. They're saying that we're giving money to people. They're lying. It's misinformation. That was all the dumbing part. The people who believe the propaganda without going to do their own research. Yes, a lot of Americans are super, super stupid. Not the ones she's talking about, though, because the ones that she's talking about are the smart ones that decided to do something different, are the ones that decided to make a pivot in this country so we can get things back on track, so that we can actually have a country in 10 to 15 years. The ones that she's calling dumb are the ones that attack her in her character. That's the ones that she want to go after. She's being petty right now, but she's not acknowledging the fact that we were the ones, the Democrats especially, but I say we because I voted for Biden. Yeah, I voted for Biden. Hillary, I voted for Obama, Clinton, you name all the Democratic presidential nominees, I voted for them all. I voted for all of them up until this point right here. I did not vote for Kamala, and not because she's a black woman. Okay. All right. I love me some black women enough to know when somebody is acting like one and they're not. All right. But she's absolutely right. But the people that she's calling dumb, she's a little misguided. And also, young lady, you need to show a little bit of respect to the people who voted you into office. Like, these people voted you into office. They can vote your ass out. They can get you up out of here. Like immigration is looking real good right about now for you. That's the word on the street. That's what they talking about. That's what they talking about. They also talking about arresting you for fraud. There's many other things that they're talking about. You need to get the spotlight off of you and try to do some good for your people rather than showing up everywhere trying to down talk American citizens. But she's not wrong when she say that people are becoming a little dumb in this country. They are, because they will look at Kamala Harris and believe that she was the best that we had to offer. They will look at Biden and say that he was doing great. What are you talking about? He was losing his mind. He was a phenomenal president. They will look at how we were running this country already and say things were fine. Why do they want to mess this up? The green light that you gave to teachers to miseducate our children and groom them towards LGBTQ agendas. That's not very smart at all, in my opinion. As a matter of fact, it don't even have anything to do with smart or dumb. That's just dark and demonic. We're talking about our kids here. That's just my point of view. But this is her calling y'all what she wants to call y'all. As a matter of fact, if she feels comfortable saying it on a TV show, then more than likely she said it many other times around her friends, families, relative, around her co-workers when there was no camera, at parties and events and functions. This is how they talk. Something like Joy Reid. The things that Joy Reid said on her platform before she was fired, these were things that were acceptable to say, almost expected to say in certain rooms that you all were not there. If you weren't there, we're supposed to talk about it. As a matter of fact, it's gotten to a point where it's always a good time for Black people to be racially disrespectful to any other race because we feel like we were the ones that went through it the most. We were the only ones who were shipped here, and we were the only ones who were enslaved, and we were the only ones who were beaten and raped, and we were the only ones. And that's not the case. I came across this video earlier today of Jesse Lee Peterson. He's having a conversation with somebody, and this is what's happened. This is what happens. I'm gonna show y'all something. See, shout out to Elon Musk and Grok, because this joint right here, and it's also in the title because I wrote how many Blacks own slaves. Check this out right here. This all goes to Ilhan Omar, Joy Reid, Jasmine Crockett, all the different people that you can think of that put race before anything. Race before merit, race before qualifications, race before heart, race before like whether or not you love family, whether or not you love country. They don't care. And Ilhan Omar is another one. She don't love this country. She loves Somalia. She loves her Somali people, her Somalian people. That's it. That's who she wanted to send billions of dollars back to. And she made sure that she did that on a regular basis. So that's another reason why she don't like Elon Musk, because when he started to get into that USAID and the Doge guys, big balls and little balls and all them balls and hairy balls, all of them balls, they started to go down the line of all this fraudulent spending. Her name was on the list. The dollar amounts that she was spending was on the list. So I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't like talking about race, you better get used to it. You better get comfortable talking about it, especially on this channel, because it's not something that I'm going to demonize anybody for. But I do want to have these conversations because there's a lot of people out here who feel like you no longer have a right to even defend yourself, your position, or your own ancestors. All right. If your ancestors was a piece of sugar honey iced tea, eat that. Eat that. All right. But we're not going to admit that ours was. I'm going to tell you damn well, we can have an uncle that's living inside a grandma's house that's graping all of the nieces But you better not say nothing bad about that uncle. You better not say nothing bad about him. He's probably impregnating them and everything. Well, we just send them to get an abortion. They just don't talk about it. We don't talk about these things in our family. And I know that's not only happening in black communities. It don't. But these things happen and they be on the be quiet. Don't talk about it. But check this out right here. So Jesse Lee Peterson had a guest on his show. And watch what he said to this guest. When he said it, I was like, yo, is this true? Because the guy tried to point him out, and Jesse Lee Peterson did not answer his question. So I went and answered it myself. And I'm going to show y'all exactly how I answered it. Check this out.
White people are sick of the black people. Everybody.
You said sick of dogs on them? What'd you say?
I said that white people are sick of the blacks. Did you know that there were something like 4,000 blacks who owned slaves?
4,000 blacks who own slaves
in Kentucky or one of those areas.
What source is that? No, what's your source?
You didn't know that?
No, what's the source?
All your little black supremacy book. You didn't look that up.
No.
You believe that racism exists?
Yes.
And what is racism?
So racism is the unfair treatment of one group of people based on their race, or the belief that one group of people is inferior solely based off their race. So
you are racist for believing that black people are superior to others?
For saying that we have superior resilience.
Are you a racist for believing that black people are superior to all other races, you said?
No, I'm not racist.
But you just said that was racism.
No, I said that. No, I said
white people are sick of them.
All right. So y'all saw what he said. He told the guy just sitting there with him. He's sitting there with a book that he wrote. And the book that he wrote is called Black Supremacy. You see this right here? Black Supremacy. All right. So if any white man is sitting down selling a book called White Supremacy, tell me how you think that will go, right? Just tell me how you think it will go. I ain't trying to start nothing. I just want to know, how do you think that will go? All right. So he said, did you know that 4,000 black people owned slaves at one point? Huh? He said, did you know that? He said, no, that never happened. What's your source? Because ain't nowhere in the world that many black people own slaves. Probably like 2 people own slaves, maybe 5, maybe 10. I'll give you 10, but definitely not in the thousands. Are you kidding me? Because we never had that type of heart to be slave owners. We never would do anything like that. Well, sir, you're wrong. I want y'all to see this right here. I just now pulled this up, and this is actually really good information. See, we teaching each other today. We are teaching each other today. Okay, I was not sneaking and looking at white women. I promise you I was not, okay? I was not sneaking and looking at white women. I was actually going to ask Grok something, right? See, what had happened was, this is what had happened. What had happened was I was on X. Hold on, let me explain. I was on X, and I said, I wonder if what Jesse Lee Peterson is saying is right. So I opened up my X account, another X account, and another X, window, right? And let me explain. I wasn't looking at white women. This Ronda Rousey, and they just saying what happened to Ronda Rousey, and that's the only reason why she up there. So I went to Grok. Come on, get your minds out the gutter. I was not looking at no white women. Okay. So I went to Grok and I said, how many black slave owners was there? Stop talking about the white women, guys. Stop talking about the white women. Oh, what happened is she looks amazing. That's why they came up. That's why they came up. All right. Hold on one second. All right. So check this out. This is what Grok said. Grok says the number of black slave owners in the United States varied over time and is difficult to pin down with absolute precision due to limited records and differing historical interpretations. However, based on well-documented historical data, we can provide a reasonable estimate. In 1830, one of the most studied years for this topic, there was approximately 3,776 free Black individuals who owned slaves. According to historian Carter G. Woodson's analysis of the U.S. Census. Okay, so that was back in 1830. Bruh, listen to me. Back in 1830, on the record, from research done by Carter G. Woodson. This was analysis from his own, from U.S. Census that he did, right? It said that there was 3,776 free Black individuals who owned slaves. These Black slave owners collectively owned around 12,760 enslaved people. This figure comes from a total enslaved population of 2,009,043 in the United States at that time, meaning Black owned slaves accounted for roughly 0.64% of the total. Most Black slave owners owned small numbers of slaves, often family members, spouses, or children, purchased to protect them or secure their freedom where laws made emancipation difficult. However, a minority owned larger numbers for economic profit, similar to white slave holders. All right, so basically what they're saying is a lot of the Black people who were freed and they got a little bit of money, they will purchase their family members to protect them. But the ones that owned a lot of slave owners, the Black slave holders that owned a lot of slaves, they were doing it for profit, the same way that the white man was doing it for profit. So yes, there was more than 12,760 slaves who were under the rule of Black slave owners. More than 3,776. And this was back in 1830. Go ask Grok. If you think I'm lying, you go ask Grok. Why would Grok lie? Excuse me. Give me some water right quick. Woo. Also, if you haven't downloaded the Grok app yet, make sure you do so, man. Make sure you do so because you're gonna find out some really interesting information by doing so. I promise you will. For our main topic today is this young lady who went on TikTok like an idiot, and she decided that she was going to threaten or solicit someone to unalive Elon Musk. And this is what she did with her idiot self. She goes back to TikTok and deletes it, thinking that the internet does not live forever. The internet is always around, Slim. Her name is Sarah C. Roberts. If you want to go to TikTok and find it yourself, feel free. Feel free. Go look for yourself. All right. But check this out. This idiot. Oh my gracious. I ain't gonna give y'all no precursor to it. Check this out.
I promised myself I would avoid the news. But obviously I haven't. Here's my one thought. I mean, I have many thoughts. Elon Musk, like, we need to X him. And by X, I mean formerly known as assassination. I know someone from FBI is going to fucking show up. I don't.
Let's pause that for a second. Did you hear what she just now said? We need to X him, formerly known as assassination. Hold on. I don't think y'all really heard that. Turn up your speakers if you have not heard this. You got to hear this. This is nuts, bro.
I promised myself I would avoid the news, but obviously I haven't. Here's my one thought. I mean, I have many thoughts. Elon Musk, like, we need to X him, and by X I mean formerly known as assassination. I know someone from FBI is gonna fucking show up. I don't arrest me. You don't have enough people to even investigate me at this point. I haven't filed my taxes in like 8 years, and yet no one's covered me. So I'm gonna fucking say it. Let's assassinate some motherfuckers.
I know she's whispering, but I know you heard that last part. She said, I promised myself I wouldn't watch the news, but obviously I haven't lived up to that promise. I've been watching the news. And let's just get this over with. I think we should X out Elon Musk. X, formerly known as assassinate, right? And then she said, what you gonna do, arrest me? She said, you can't arrest me. You're getting rid of all of the organizations. I haven't even filed my taxes in 8 years. What you gonna do? You can't do anything. I think we need to start assassinating MFers. This is what she said. This is what she said. And then she deleted it. It's out, bro. You can't delete it. We got you. Make sure y'all share this bad boy, man. Here's the unfortunate thing. You can't even do a job nowadays without people wanting to take your daggone life. It's ridiculous. The left are so butthurt. Whatever happened to the democracy y'all claim? Our country voted loud and clear for Trump to do a job. Voted loud and clear for him to do a job. He put people in place that he trusts. Your candidate lost. All you have to do now is grin and bear it. Hold him accountable if you like. Make noise on social media that makes sense, where you can keep your freedom, but you're actually being helpful to the people who will listen to you. This is what I have to say for, if you're a content creator, please don't be so super over the top emotional for either side, where you say something that can ruin your life, ruin your family's life, take away your freedom, or potentially hurt or harm or endanger somebody else's life or livelihood by saying stupid stuff like this. What if the wrong person heard this? We already know that there's a price. They already put a price and a target on Trump's back. We've seen certain situations at the Tesla centers where people are threatening Elon too. People need to grow the hell up. You voted, this country have voted, and we would have voted for your candidate if they was doing what they were supposed to be doing when they had all the power in the world. We didn't vote for them because they was doing a piss poor job. They was putting American citizens last. American citizens were dying by the hands of illegal immigrants, and they weren't even acknowledging it. They wasn't showing it on their news. They wasn't showing it on their platforms or nothing. The only time they would show something is if it supported their narrative. They was almost praying that a white cop would kill a black person so that they can show that. That's what they was praying for, because that's the only thing that really drives them. They was hoping that somebody committed some type of heinous crime against someone who belongs to the LGBTQAI plus community, because this is what turned them on. This is what excited their base. They was hoping that these type of things happen so it can help Kamala win, so it can help Biden look good. Why would these things help Biden and Kamala look good? It's because those are the people that they pander to. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the people that they pander to. And clearly, listening to this lady right here, mental health is a serious issue. And sorry you're in this position, but guess what? Elon Musk is not doing anything that other people haven't been put in a place to do before. What Trump has Elon doing is no different than what Clinton put people in place to do when he got rid of, 370,000 federal employees when he took office? Now we have 2 million? Listen to this conversation that Jake Tapper had with Stephen Miller. Just listen to it, because we continue to have to come back to these type of conversations just to give people a bit of context as to why these things are happening. And look at how Jake Tapper tries to protect the left without even listening to the common sense that's coming from Stephen Miller's mouth. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't already, man. Check this out, gang.
I don't think anybody's taking issue with, if you find money that is being dispersed in an inappropriate way, halting it. I think what the confusion is this seemed to a lot of groups and a lot of states, Republicans, Democrats, independents, like a very sweeping order, and there is confusion. I just want to make sure I understand. So anybody out there that provides school lunches, anybody out there?
Yeah, there's zero impact on public benefit programs, full stop, as OMB has made clear. And I want to really drill down on this, Jake, because it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 million employees in the federal government. Overwhelmingly, the career federal service in this country is far left wing. I don't know that to be a fact.
Well,
I'll give you a great example. We looked at USAID as an example.
That's
98% of the workforce either donated to Kamala Harris or another left-wing candidate, just as an example.
Okay, but let me just an entire workforce is having a
whoa. Did you just say that saying someone voted for Kamala Harris is demonizing them?
No.
So according
your suggestion is that there's a bias.
No, but you used the word demonizing. You just said that I'm demonizing somebody by saying they voted for Kamala Harris.
Let's get back on track.
But I am on track.
Okay.
Let me stay on track. What I'm saying to you is this: there are 2 million employees in the federal government.
Right.
They're overwhelmingly left of center.
Again,
the American people, I got to finish the sentence.
Okay.
I got to finish the sentence. The American people voted for dramatic change implemented by Donald Trump. So it is essential for him to get control of government, to establish a whole of government process for Donald Trump's political appointees to review discretionary grants of spending for pet projects that are not directed by Congress. In other words, these are pots of money where Congress hasn't said how to spend it or where to spend it. This might be something like saying, I want to build a $500 million fountain in the courtyard of the Department of Commerce. This might be something like saying, I want to fund gender studies in Afghanistan. There has to be political control and review. I can't help it if left-wing media outlets published a fake news story that caused confusion. If you read the OMB guidance memo, it is, well, if you read the OMB guidance memo,
I don't know what
it's as clear as day.
We just talked to Congressman Don Bacon, a Republican, a Trump supporter. We just interviewed him. He said that there was a lot of confusion. He said that the executive order
created by the media, Jake. The OMB guidance memo, if you read it, is as clear as day.
It's pretty
my point is,
and confusingly written.
I can't.
This is the type of people that we need going up against.
I don't think anybody's taking
Jake Tapper and all these individuals. As soon as you have, and Jake Tapper will end up, if he have too many conversations with Stephen Miller, he's going to end up being on the chopping block of CNN. Something like Larry Holt, something like Joy Reid. We already know that these people are being kicked out because their ratings are going to Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Not only that, but because they are realizing that they're on the wrong side. They kept on trying to say that we're on the wrong side of history, but they actually are. We were sending our people to the slaughter. We was not looking out for American citizens. And he is cooking this guy right now, and Jake Tapper refuses not to listen. He said, are you demonizing He said, why you're trying to demonize the people who voted for Kamala. He said, wait. This is not demonizing them. I'm not trying to demonize them. Well, you just now said I'm trying to demonize them. I'm just letting you know that the great majority of these individuals, they vote on the left. They're far left. And they also contributed to Kamala to win the presidency. That's documented. So please acknowledge that. Jake Tapper would not acknowledge it. And he also won't acknowledge that CNN and other mainstream news platforms, they play a major role in misleading American citizens. The confusion actually comes from you all, because all you want to do is cover your ass or do whatever your higher ups tell you to do without doing what reporters actually supposed to do. And that's go out there and get the truth and give the truth to your people. That's what I thought that reporters were supposed to do. I thought they were supposed to have that integrity, so to speak, and not just work for a machine that says this is what we want to feed our people. That's called propaganda. This is the way we want them to think. That's called propaganda. Last I checked. But the way they operate is not integral at all. And if you know something different, feel free to correct me. I tell y'all before, I'm a novice in this right here. I am a novice when it comes to content. When it comes to politics and all this other stuff. I'm just now learning it all. I told y'all how I voted before. I did not pay close attention to these politicians, man. Didn't care about their lives, none of that. Are they Democrat? Cool, I'm gonna vote for them. Are they black and Democrat? Definitely voting for them. I don't need to know nothing about them, nothing else about them. I don't need to know how they voted. I don't need to know what they support. I don't need to know their level of education. I don't need to know if they've been in jail before. I don't even know how many scandals they've had. None of that. If they are a Democrat, they get my vote. Black Democrat, they definitely get my vote. And I'm not even going to do any research. I'm just going to listen to what the news tell me. The news that I like. We've always been putting things into our own algorithm and did not even realize it. It's something that's just, for some strange reason, we only want to hear things that massage us and not necessarily school us and correct our thoughts that we already have, because then we'll think that maybe we're on the wrong track. We start feeling less about our education of certain topics. But that's how it is right now on social media. That's why I ask people to like our videos and to share our videos, because what happens is it forces people who don't already have our content in their algorithm. It forces our stuff to be in their algorithm. It's like, wait a minute, have you heard of this though? Have you considered this? You know what I mean? That's how that usually go. Because they only want to click things that will confirm the BS that they've been taught to believe. That's it. The fact that black people are doing the worst and they still haven't gotten what they needed. Their school systems are trash. That's the only reason why they graduate high school and they're still reading on the 4th grade level. That's the only reason why, the federal government and racism and white supremacy in our country is the reason why there are no black men in their households, that they're leaving the households, why women are by themselves raising up these young black men that they can't control. Like, they actually need welfare and EBT when they don't. They don't. Before we leave, I got this other video that I came across that has to do with this, where this young lady on a she's on a platform. I forgot what her name is, but Justin the Performer. This young lady is on a podcast, and she's talking about how black people don't really enjoy the hood. We don't really enjoy that life. We don't really enjoy living the life that the rest of the world think we enjoy. We just make it seem that way. I have a different argument that kind of agree with her, but I have a slight difference in opinion based off of my own lived experience, my own understanding. The people that I know that still live there, how it was when I was living there. You know what I mean? That's what I have to say about that. Keep the landowners happy. Would that say opiate the masses and use the media to perpetuate the first two? They use the media to control every damn thing, just like most other countries. Just like most other countries. Yeah. Some countries control how long their citizens can look at social media. They control how long their children, or if their children can watch social media at all. And I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing, because here is so much freedom that, bro, you talking about white privilege? No, I say we have something called American privilege. Do white people have privilege too? Yeah, for the idiots that still choose to pick them over anybody else, because there are some idiots who do that. But black people also have privilege too, for the idiots that only choose to pick black people. Hispanics have privilege for the idiots who choose to only pick. You see how that works? There's always going to be certain pockets in certain areas and in certain situations where you are favored. But as soon as you try to make everything under the same umbrella, bring everything under the same umbrella and act like it's always this same situation, that's when you sound like an idiot. It's never always the same situation. Ever. Ever. All right? Never. But we're trying to be smarter than that. You know what I mean? Check this out right here and listen to it. And thank you so much, Bushido. I appreciate that. Check this out right here, man. This lady is dropping some science for people, but I have something to say after it.
I think black people have this may ruffle some feathers, but I don't give a fuck. I feel like black people have revolutionized poverty and made it look so fucking cool that people think we like it.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
I think that black people have made
That's a
poverty
fucking
look
bar.
so cool that people think we fucking like it, bro. We don't like it. We're just making the best of it.
Even the trauma that come from it, niggas aspire to.
Like,
niggas want to be a tough nigga. You don't realize this nigga ain't tough. This nigga just watched his daddy die and his mama on drugs, and like his life, that nigga traumatized. That nigga got PTSD. He ain't tough,
but he got
he's traumatized. And to the point where a nigga could grow up in a home like this and aspire to be from the project.
It's because, unfortunately, people think that blackness is tied to poverty. They think that the black experience is being poor. That's why when you have others who equate poverty to being black, I don't have any privilege, I grew up poor. Why the fuck do you think because you've been broke that you know what it feels like to be black? No, you don't. You've just been poor.
Well, I think that those people that say they're just liars. Just like
I think that, like I said, we've made poverty look so easy and so cool that they think that
we just are cool. You're not gonna take the cool. You're not gonna take the rhythm.
For the cool.
Yeah, you're not gonna take the rhythm out of black people's steps. You're not gonna keep black people quiet. I think
we're always gonna be too loud when we were never meant to be heard.
Too, and you're never gonna stop us from being creative. So we're gonna find ways to express. And it, just as much as you're gonna have somebody that is gonna be critical of America, you're gonna have somebody that celebrate their neighborhood.
Correct.
And both things exist. And I think that you get into glorification when you got record labels pretty much creating a blueprint for what our music should be.
Right.
And they putting it in a spreadsheet. This does well and this does
and
well.
They got a checklist.
And they got a checklist, and these words have to be mentioned, and this is the subject matter.
And you're gonna tell me black.
And you're gonna tell me black.
All right. So first of all nationalities, all races are impoverished. We have many impoverished communities, and the people who appreciate, who don't mind where they are, they all make it look cool. I'm gonna say this about black people though, specifically, since I am a black person. It has a lot to do with hip hop culture, man. Not only do we make it look cool, we actually don't make it look cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't make poverty look cool. That's the one thing I would say. I don't think we make poverty look cool. I think we make it seem like we enjoy it. That's not making it look cool. We make it seem like we enjoy it. How do we make it seem like we enjoy it? We constantly repeat the same things over and over and over again to keep ourselves in it. We then make music and act like this is the best thing since sliced bread. We make videos and movies to act like this is the way we want to live. That's what we do on it all the damn time. It's very marketable. So first of all, our mindset never changes, making it seem like we have no problem with living in poverty. We continue to impregnate many people and using the excuse of abortion or not ready to be in a relationship for not wanting to raise your kid. That mentality is a poverty mentality, and it's not a black mentality. It's a poverty mentality. It's a weak and poor mindset that causes us to stay in these effed up situations time after time, and it passes over. And then we make excuses for each other as to why this person isn't performing well in school. That's a poverty mindset. We always say we're a product of our environment. We don't have enough money coming to our schools. That's why these kids aren't excelling. We don't have enough. They're not paying teachers enough in our communities. That's why our children are not excelling. There's so much drugs and violence, we can't even concentrate. That's why our children aren't excelling. Those excuses is what keep us in that poverty mindset. And that's one of the things that make us do it over and over and over again. We coddle each other. We don't hold each other accountable. And then I ain't even going to talk about, well, yeah, I'm going to touch on it just for a second. Our HBCUs got the same mindset. Howard University, one of the biggest and best HBCUs in the world. Technology is out the roof. When you talk about the money that's being placed into HBCUs, placed into Howard University specifically, yeah, their science and tech programs are phenomenal. Their nursing programs are phenomenal. But how these children are living, they can give a damn about it. The water barely runs properly. The toilets barely work. They got rats and roaches. They barely have enough space for the children to live. The administration office, they operate with a ghetto mindset where they're not making sure that everybody that they've accepted into their school have a place to lay their head once they come. They have people that are traveling all the way from the other side of the country. You traveling from California or from Florida or from Texas all the way to Washington, D.C. to attend Howard University, and they don't even have a place for you to live. They're telling you that you need to rent a hotel. You need to rent an apartment, and they're telling you this last minute after you thought and your parents thought that you were about to be moving into their beautiful campus and living the life of HBCU, not realizing that they're sending you into a life of struggle. And it's not only Howard. It's Howard, it's NCAT, it's Morgan, you name it. They all have something big and beautiful to brag about, but they also have that horrible mindset that they're like, this is a part of the struggle. This is a part of the whole experience. Nah, I don't want my kids experiencing lack. They don't experience lack when they're at home. Why would I want to send them to a school where they have to experience lack? Where the showers are not working, the sinks are not working, the walls have been painted over each other for years. Y'all aren't really taking care of these institutions. That is that sick mentality that make people believe that we're cool with poverty. Nah, we'll figure it out. We'll rough it out. Nah, I don't want to rough it out. I'm sorry. I've been there to a point where it was cool while I was there. People in the hood, they had fun. They always outside, always enjoying the life, always. And then there's a lot of people who do finally decide to make some money. They're making great money, and they still decide to stay in the hood. Why? Because it's cheaper here. It's less expensive here.
I think black people have
Not only is it less expensive here, but all my friends are here. All my family here. You'll go to the hood, some of the worst parts in DC, and see some of the most expensive cars outside of these apartments. And you're wondering, what in the hell? Are you kidding me? For real? The priorities are all messed up. Some families are eating off of welfare money, but their children got on the newest shoes, newest jackets, newest clothes. Because through Section 8, they are paying for rent 10 times less than what other people are paying that don't have Section 8. And they live in the same daggone quarters. They live in the same buildings. Like 3 people in the building are paying $200 a month for rent, $300 a month for rent through Section 8 because they were able to prove that they didn't have a job. They were able to prove that they don't have a man living with them. They were able to prove that I got 4 kids. I got 4 kids. I don't have a man. I don't have a job, or I do have a job and it pays very minimal. And we need help. So those people are paying $300 a month. Whereas their neighbor who have a nice job, whether they're single or they're married, are paying $2,000 for the same size apartment that you have. So now you have people who are working for what they have, and they appreciate what they have, living in the same building with people who aren't working for what they have and don't appreciate what they have. They're getting everything it's just given to them. So now the buildings are now getting beat up. The doors are being broken. The windows are being broken. Cars are being broken into. People are being robbed around the neighborhood. It's the mindset, bro, because there's a mixture of people who actually give a damn about their community that's living in the same community with people who do not. It's not about whether we make poverty look cool. It's the fact that we brag about the dumb shit that we shouldn't be bragging about. We get on an album over a nice beat and knowing very well that our fan base are going to be a whole bunch of white people who don't know nothing about how we really live. And a lot of them some liars anyway. A lot of y'all rappers are liars. Y'all on the beat rapping about stuff you've never done, talking about all the niggas you shot, all the chicks you got, all the drugs you sold, all the flights you're taking, all this other stuff. And at the same time, you doing nothing but you doing nothing but nickel bag hustling. Barely got a job. Still living off of the federal government. These rappers be having EBT cars themselves. They faking it to make it. They faking it before they make it. That's what they doing. And they actually teaching other people that this is cool to do. Why? Because it's a lucrative career to have. They want to be a rapper. They want to be like the Ballers. This is what they want to be. So all of this faking and failed mentality of achievement, thinking that you've acquired something when you haven't. You're fighting for a block that you don't own. And since you don't own it, you just blatantly disrespect it. Even Don Lemons on CNN, he did a story where he was going from different neighborhood. And in neighborhoods where people owned their homes or people made a certain amount of money, there wasn't a whole bunch of littering. There wasn't a whole bunch of trash all over the ground. But in areas where it was supposed to be impoverished, it was trash thrown all over the place. Everybody packed into the same buildings. You want to call them a project because the federal government is performing a project on the black man, on the black people. So they just trying to see how we'll live as rats all packed in the same buildings. but y'all still treating everybody like they garbage. You're still disrespecting one another. People that do want to have an education and don't want to be a part of that mess, you want to fight them and jump them and try to bully them and make them feel like they're less than, all because they won't acclimate to this hood way of thinking that you have. Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane, bro. It's absolutely insane. What in the Nubian bookstore Saturday evening revolutionary meeting are they talking about? I know folks that clamor for keeping it hood. Let me tell you something, man. Everybody want to keep a hood for some strange reason. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. Love all you LFR class. Van, get a real nice coffee. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Michelle. And I will. After my wedding reception, I had a lot of leftover. So I took everything to a homeless encampment. And some of them actually complained it was all white folk food. I was dumbfounded. Yeah, they will. And they would throw it back in your daggone face. Throw it right back in your day. Ain't no appreciation. Like, give me the food that I want, even if I don't deserve it or didn't earn it, or give me some money so I can go buy what I really want, which is some drugs or something to drink. And probably a bag of chips to go with my drugs and a bag of and something to drink. Like, you want to do something nice for people, but you want to do something nice for people who appreciate it. But you can't have it always. You gotta just do it and just let it go. God bless me so I can bless somebody else. Whether you appreciate it or not, it's not my business. I did what God told me to do with it. Knew a crack dealer on Section 8. Got a house and a car for free. Yep. That's how they go. That's how they go, man. And also, here's another thing too. In those neighborhoods, all they do is complain about the food that y'all put around here is all unhealthy. The fast food places, the curry outs, everything's fried hard and it's not very healthy. And you're not putting like a Starbucks or something like that. I don't know what the healthy spots is, healthy fast food spots, but they keep claiming that no healthy fast food spots have been. It's called fast food. If it's fast food, it's not healthy. How about this one? How about you use that money that the government is giving you and you cook something for you and your family to last throughout the week? That's where you'll get your healthy. You go to the grocery store, you pick out some meats, some vegetables, some fruits, and you make sure that you and your family are squared away for the week. But because that's not the mentality, hey, you want to continue to make poverty look cool? Then make poverty look cool. You know what I mean? Now, I will also say this. When you don't got it like that, you know what I mean? And you still want to live, you still want to enjoy life, and you don't want to feel all embarrassed around your friends who have it and you don't. Yeah, you will make it look nice. Because these are people, this was like myself coming up. These are people who appreciate what they have, while at the same time doing what I got to do to get the hell up out of here. While at the same time making certain moves to position me and my family to elevate. All right? To elevate, to leave. Not only the physical area we're in, but the mentality that we're in. Like, you can leave the neighborhood and still have that same mentality. You ever heard the saying, you can take an N-word out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of an N-word? You can take the hoe out of a hood, but you can't take the hood out of a hoe. Like, it's like all these different things, man. Like, that mentality will go with you. And a lot of these people, they take it exactly right with them. be living in the suburbs, biggest house on the block, biggest house, best looking cars on the block, and be the most hoodest people. It be like that sometimes, man. So hopefully y'all got something from this. Hey, thank y'all so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And shout out to everybody that participated inside of the chat respectfully with one another. I really appreciate it. Y'all didn't give my blues a very hard time. I had powder milk too, Takor. I was raised on powder milk as well. For real. And I didn't have real potatoes until I started dating my girlfriend that's currently my wife. I didn't have real potatoes at all, bro. All box potatoes. You know, the flakes that you pour milk into and you stir it up, milk and butter, and it turns into it. You make it like cream of wheat or grits. You know what I mean? That's the only type of potatoes that I had. I didn't even real potatoes. What? So yeah, either way, you got to want it, man. You got to want it. You got to want to do better. But shout out to everybody. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. Thank you for hitting the like button. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. And also for any content creators that want to learn how to do content, make sure you check this. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.